everybody, and welcome back to Battletech Advanced 3062. I hope all of you are well, and I hope all of you are safe. Yes, so if you remember the end of the last episode, the system that we were at had a load of like half skull and like one skull mission left, and to be honest, I feel like we're kind of getting to a point now where those are, you know, just costing us more time. Now obviously, had this been just me doing a playthrough, I probably would have done them just like for the money, but obviously, you know, you guys want to see stuff that's a little bit more exciting. So what we're going to do is I am going to push on. I have off cam, I've basically, all I've done is I've just travelled us to a new star system, and I managed to be able to scrap enough parts and sell enough stuff that I was actually able to get my second mech base slot, my second mech base line. Now, this is really good to try and get as soon as you can. Obviously, you know, it's 900,000, and I think you have to do like one of the Argo power upgrades first. But this really helps you in multiple ways. Not only does it give you it gives you sort of more tech points, so your mechs are, you know, repaired a little bit quicker. It also gives you quite a big element of freedom as well. So that all the mechs that you couldn't use before, because you didn't have the space, you know, you can have a little bit more you know, variation in your mechs. And also it helps, you know, obviously when you've got salvage and you want to just build a mech to get all the bits off it and send it back into storage and sell it, and you know, and you can sort of like basically start working on having like, you know, some backup mechs just in case whatever happens, you know, and you know, so say for argument's sake 2 of these mechs got sort of damaged and you got to wait for repairs, you know, you've got another, you know, you might have another 2 mechs in your slots for that. So we travelled to a new star system, and as you can see, we haven't got a lot of missions available. The reason being for that is the reputation. I haven't really touched on that much before. So the planetary government is kind of fine. Those will kind of be pretty, I think they're pretty much average, regardless, because obviously these aren't tied to the sort of like the owning sort of a political power that's actually in charge. So as you can see, we've got the Capellian Confederation here, and we've only got the 1 mission. Now the way you check that is you can go to Captain Quarters, and you either hold it, you know, basically hold your mouse over there and click on Reputation, or if you just click straight into there, you can actually click on this thing over here which says Faction Reputation. Now as you can see, this is a breakdown of all of the different groups. And as you can see, the Capellian Confederation doesn't like us very much. Basically, we've obviously kicked their butts a few times in the past, and they're not happy about it. So we're going to take this mission anyway, even though I absolutely hate escort missions. You know, it's worth it to see if we can actually get them to like us, and that might tip us over the edge to get us back to sort of them letting us do the rest of the missions, which would be great. And it's only against the pirates, so we're gravy. And you know, it's, you know, a good amount of salvage, so hopefully we might get something decent out of this. Now we have got our dervish up, so we need to figure out who we're going to take. Now the Clint is kind of not a bad one. I'm just trying to figure out who we've got. What's the Panther? Do you know what? I think we're going to swap out the Panther for the Dervish just to give us a little bit more long-range support. And apart from that, I think that's probably good. So we're going to go ahead and drop now, and hopefully get this escort mission cracked out. Now the reason, a lot of people sort of ask me why do you hate escort missions so much. There's the main ones that I really don't like is escort and ambush convoy, for the plain and simple reason that the you know, the 2 ones involve vehicles, which I'm not a massive fan of, but the escort missions specifically, the AI is stupid. Like ridiculously stupid. There is one particular mission I actually did on my other playthrough, and basically the vehicles will not move unless there is a mech standing within a specific radius, and if there isn't a mech sitting in that specific radius, they will just sit there, and they will, you know, you'll get a message up saying, where the hell is my support, I'm not moving anywhere, bloody bloody blah, which is fine. You just move the mech back. Sometimes however that just will not work at all. The one that I did, I had a mech literally stood next to the vehicle, and it drove to a point and stopped, said, I've got where's the hell's my support, and it just sat there. I basically had to withdraw the mission because I had no way of getting around it, and You know, it's stuff like that that really irritates me, and you will get certain vehicles that move so ridiculously slow that it takes you like 10 turns to get it to the evac zone, and it's a bit of a, genuinely, just a bit of a pain. It's not that I hate the mission per se, it's just, it's really just the AI that you've got to deal with is my issue. I will say, guys, don't forget, if you do like the video, please leave a sub and, you know, and a like and all that good stuff. It does really help me with the algorithm and all that stuff. And obviously I am pushing to, you know, to sort of up my sub count, and, you know, it's free, it doesn't really hurt you guys, and, you know, as I say, it helped me out. And, you know, we're up to 80 now, which is great, but, you know, I want to keep pushing forward, so anything you can do to help would be grand. Anyway, so with all the moaning and the plug out of the way, let's just start heading over here. Now with escort missions, there is a multitude of things that you need to be aware of. First off, there may very well be a blocking force. It doesn't appear like there is in this one right now, but you will usually end up having to fight, for the most part, 2 lances in one shape, form or another. You will either get some spawn as soon as you get into this capture zone, and, you know, basically an enemy lance will spawn to catch you, to get you, and usually when you get to the evac zone, as soon as the vehicles get in the evac zone, or one vehicle gets in the evac zone, another enemy lance will spawn to you know, to try and stop that from happening as well. There are things you can do to mitigate this and make things easy on yourself. First and foremost, obviously, we know that there isn't actually a blocking force here, which is fine. What you can do if there is a blocking force is just don't stand in a circle. That's it, just don't do it. Then you don't have to worry about them shooting the enemy vehicles. You can take that enemy lance out at your leisure. Once they're done, then you can just basically drop a mech into the circle and away you go. Likewise with the when you get to the other end and you get to the evac zone, if there is a, you know, if you haven't dealt with them, as long as you leave the enemy, your vehicles behind, they won't move. So you can actually push up, get rid of them, and it's job done. You can't really do that so much when it gets to the end, you know, get to the capture zone, because you need a vehicle to jump in to basically, you know, spawn the enemy lance. The best thing you can do there is just basically rush forward as fast as you can and make sure that your vehicles aren't in line of, you know, the vehicles you're protecting aren't in line of sight from for the enemy, and then that way they won't shoot them. So we have, as you can see, we've got some enemy reinforcements here. We haven't got far to go, which is quite lucky. We don't appear to be able to get or we can just about get line of sight on that. Okay, so we're going to sprint forward with the Jenna and see what we can see. So it's a Locust. We don't have any range, but we can sensor lock him anyway. If you can't do anything and you've got a sensor lock, use it. It'll give you a bit of an accuracy buff next time round, so that'll, you know, that'll help. It's the little light pet, it's like the really fast little ones like these you need to worry about. He's not going to do a massive amount of damage to these vehicles. What have we got here? I think there's a couple of APCs and a relatively heavy tank. So, you know, they do come with a certain amount of armor, so you have got some, you know, stuff to play with. Right, he has actually moved into melee range, which is great. So although, you know, shooting lasers at him is going to do more damage, they're more likely to not hit. So, you know, we're back with a good old punching stuff in the face, or trying to kick it, but he missed anyway. Of course he did. Never mind. Okay, so Strider, you're up. Now you do have the pulses. The problem is he is now kind of stood in the way. Okay, we've got an angle on this side. The hit chances aren't great, but
let's see how you like this.
No. Okay. This is why, you know, the melee is usually preferred option. You know, you'll look at it and go, oh yeah, I can do. My melee only does 45, but if, you know, for 5 my weapons it'll do 100, and, you know, I keep saying that, you know, it doesn't matter how much damage your weapons can do. If they don't hit, they don't do anything. So they're already, the AI does tend to try and prioritize its what it's supposed to be shooting at. So that's also counts for sort of like defend base missions and stuff as well. 0.9%. There is literally no point in me wasting any ammo on that point. We kind of need Artemis for that. Obviously, you got to bear in mind Artemis does not fight indirect, so if you want a LRM boat that can do, you know, that obviously has higher accuracy but also has indirect fire, you're going to need to run the two different types of those two specific two different types of ammo. So the Artemis ammo, which you know, you can only use if you have the Artemis targeting computer, will only fire if it's got direct line of sight. It will not fire indirect, so you would want to use the different ammo type, like, you know, the normal one will allow you to do so, obviously at the sacrifice of not being as accurate. And I no idea where that went. Okay, so the vehicles are all moving up. And again, don't count on the friendly AI to help you. More often than not, they are ridiculously stupid and will actually cause you more grief. Occasionally they'll help out a little bit, but don't count on it. Don't think, oh yeah, you know, I've got 4 tanks there to help me. They just don't count on it. All right, just play to your strengths of it. Don't do a strategy that relies on the friendly AI actually helping you do anything, because it's just not going to work. Okay, so adrenaline, and honestly, I think probably better serve stomping. I mean, it's going to be 70 damage. What if we shoot? I mean, that's not bad. Can we get a better... I mean, the Wasp isn't too much of an issue, mind you. Neither's that, to be honest. Yeah, we'll go for the melee. So let's just stomp on that one. It's not going to be a massive amount of damage, but 70 damage is 70 damage. So Teapot again is going to have another stab at trying to punch this Locust, and we're going to go for a back shot, which gives us more accuracy. So let's try. Come on, Teapot. You can do it.
Locked on for physical attack.
Yes. There we go. And his back's open, so with the miniguns we might core it. Or machine guns. And it's left it with 5 health. Of course it has. Okay. Right. So he is now unsteady. So we can finish him off if we wish. And honestly, we're probably better off doing so. Yeah, let's get this guy gone, if possible. Where's his leg? Right, his leg's gone, so he's pretty much threat is null and void now. All he's got is a machine gun and a critted medium laser, so he's not going to be. He's not a high priority target for us anymore. It's highly possible the vehicles may do something, but like I said, there's a mech laying down on the floor that needs finishing off, and they're firing at the tank. Logic. Okay, so they're fine.
Yeah.
And Hellion, let's move up here. Now, if I not that I can see that tank, but if I could, I wouldn't have done anyway because the Clint is in the way. So let's just see about finishing this
Guess I'll give it to him then.
Locosoft, and I don't think those hit either. No, they didn't. Okay, the tank is running away. Was that a head hit? Oh, okay, I thought that went grey for a minute.
Yep.
Okay, Deadeye. Whoop.
Bugging out.
Honestly, I just want this Locust gone. If it's on the ground, it's all about just getting stuff off the field. I know it isn't a massive threat, but it's something else I don't have to deal with later. And he's dead. Great. That means the Phoenix Hawk is freed up to move on and do something else. Well, ideally, we want to try and get these guys gone before they get into that escort zone, because there's a high chance that another Lance is going to spawn. So Just got to wait for the friendly AI to do its thing. At least it's actually hitting its targets, I suppose, which is good. Now, is this guy an ace pilot? Because if not, he hasn't moved, which is great. No, he hasn't moved. Excellent.
Ready for orders.
So what we're going to do is we are going to sprint over here. And we're going to shoot him in the back.
I copy.
I could have used a precision strike there, but honestly, I want to save it for the guys that have got more firepower to bring to bear, like Mad Teapot, for example. And again,
Throttle down. Locked on.
let's just do that, and we actually didn't need to anyway. Okay, so he's done. Great.
Tango down.
So we've got one more to move, which is Strider. And yeah, now I am taking a bit of a risk here, exposing my back to it.
Double time.
But I haven't got any ammo to explode, so I'm gonna take the risk and overheat. It's not enough to really. I don't think it's have an issue with it shutting down. And yeah, took a bit of machine gun damage, but we're still okay.
Commander.
And if we can, right, that now we know that tank's moved, we can actually try and hit this tank. Let's try.
Here you go.
We hit it, but not enough. Okay. So Deadeye moving up, and again we want this tank dead. Now I'm not usually a fan of using precision strike with missiles, but we kind of need all the help we can get here, and I kind of want this tank gone.
Solid connection.
And it's gone. Sometimes it takes a while for it to work out that it's dead, so don't panic that it hasn't died. And so we've just got this last, and I was like, I really want to try and get this guy gone before we get into there, so we don't actually have to mess around. And oh, the friendly AI has actually helped. Miracles do happen. Okay, so we need to just sprint everybody up as fast as possible.
Confirmed.
I'm not entirely sure where the enemy is going to spawn. Right, this is the edge of the map here, so it's highly unlikely they're going to spawn here. They may spawn in that corner, but they're probably more likely to spawn over there. So I'm just going to move up here anyway. We'll start heading in that general direction.
Coordinates received.
Right. Yep, here they come. Now sometimes you're lucky, and they've, like, how far away they have spawned is ridiculous. I mean, they are all the way over here. So we don't actually, there is a pretty good chance we don't actually have to worry about any of that. So they're about to be picked up, which is grand. Oh no, there's one more. Where's the last one? Oh, he's there. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we'll just move the dervish up there. We'll move you up there. We'll start moving these guys to intercept. I'm not entirely sure. We might have an evac zone, which we'll probably do, because mission won't take forever. I seriously doubt there's going to be anything massively good for us to salvage. Anyway, and you know, it could take another 10 minutes for them to get into sort of shooting range. So we'll see what the... Oh, you always get one that's ridiculously slow. That's the other thing that annoys me. It's just like, you always get like 3 fast movers, and then everyone else has kind of just got to sit there and wait for him to turn up. I'm just gonna brace here. See how little he's moving. And I've just realised I'm going to need to have something closer to him to get him to move.
Heading
Right.
out.
Nothing is going to be in shooting range yet, so we can. I'm just sitting him there. Right, there we go. Done.
Good job.
Objective is secured, and our evac zone is over there. Now, usually, I would say, you know, go for it. In the interest of, you know, not dragging this episode out for another 20 minutes trying to get stuff into sort of attack range, we're just going to head straight for the evac zone.
I'm going.
Roger. Acknowledged.
Moving to position.
So this is an example of what happens when it actually things work and goes well. Don't expect this every time. And have I not... Is there not a ramp there?
Move into position.
I'm not a fan of
On
like
my
these
way.
Oh no, it's not. Right, fine. Jump.
Aye, aye. I copy.
Move order received.
Okay. We're just gonna have to hop into this circle now.
Copy that.
And you... Obviously
Firing
this
up the
becomes
jump
harder
jet.
later on because you're not going to be able to have jump jets on everything.
Venting heat.
Just go there. We're lucky at this point that we do. And this is the other thing. Sometimes the terrain is, especially when it's like these nighttime missions, can be quite difficult
Venting heat.
to actually see what the hell's going on. And like, you know, it kind of looks like they should be able to walk up that slope, but obviously they can't. So we've evac'd and that's job done.
Mission successful.
So hopefully this means that this is going to free up the other missions for us to do. I'm hoping it's pushed us over the threshold. It may not have done. We may be moving on from this system quite quickly and find someone that likes us a little bit better. Okay, so there's Locust part and Wasp part, which meh. Large laser, we'll take that. Usually I would always say take the mech parts, but in this particular instance, it's that they're not really worth it. So I'm just going for the other stuff. So I'll go for an SRM6, the core, and not really a lot else. So I'll just take the Locust part. That'll do. We got most of the stuff in there anyway, so that's fine. So, yeah, that's it. Mission done. So let's go and see the go and have a quick look at the command center and see if we're allowed to do other missions yet. If not, we've got to plan out what we're going to do. We'll probably do that other the dual one. That'll be ridiculously quick. So yeah, while this is loading, I will also say, guys, don't forget I do stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And Monday is usually my Battletech day, so which is obviously today. So if you guys want some more and you want to see slightly more sort of in depth, and obviously if you want to ask me any questions or anything like that, you know, obviously I have a different playthrough that I'm running on there, which is much further along than this one. So you know, there's more stuff to play with, so you can get an idea of the sort of things that you can get hold of. So I just want to quickly pop into the command center. Yes, it's opened us up for all these missions. Excellent. So we can actually do all of these. This is going to be fun. So do the obligatory save. Now again, some people do say to me, why do you save after every mission? And it's mainly because, you know, at the end of the day, it is a mod. You know, there are times where, you know, just because the game might freeze or whatever, you know, and you don't want to keep thing to say I don't save scum, I'm not save scumming. That's not, you know, that's not the reason behind it. It's more just so that I don't lose progress, and I have to, because what happens, especially when I do mech builds, I'll build a mech and then something will either happen, and then the sort of the game freezes, or you know, my computer has a random lockup, and then I forget how I built that mech. It's stupid as it is part of the, you know, part of the issue that I deal with. You know, my memory just really doesn't like latching on to certain things for some reason, and yes, and I completely forgot how I've built the mech. So anyway, guys, if you did like the video, like I said, don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to sub to see some more, and don't forget to come and see me on Twitch. Apart from that, that's me done for today, guys. I hope you're all well. Make sure you stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.